Hey guys, it's that moment again where I'm just sitting here awkwardly waiting for my guests to come on to the live. It was so strange. The last live I did, I had to just start it again because it wasn't going through. Oi, Alessandro. Como vai você? Ciao, Marika. Ciao. You guys, I am excited for today's live. Walter, hola, hey guys, because I'm going to be talking to an Iranian about his journey with English, about his life in Iran, and I don't know that much about Iran, so I'm excited to ask him questions. And if you guys have any questions as well, you can ask him. So I just saw him come in. So the little invite, hey, and we will just hang out and see what happens. Hey, Jose. You got... Hi.
Hi.
Welcome to my Instagram.
Thank you.
How's life in Iran today?
Uh, it's okay. I mean, I was watching some cooking videos and I realized that something was gonna happen. I mean, even though you told me 10 minutes ago,
Yeah.
I still forgot. And I was just watching this cool pizza video and
Oh my
all
God.
of a sudden I jumped and,
I know. You made
and
me talk to myself for 2 minutes, you know?
yeah,
No,
I'm sorry.
no, I'm just teasing.
Like just pizza is my weakness, you know. That's my weakness.
Pizza, oh my gosh, I love pizza. I don't know much at all about the cuisine in Iran. What do you guys eat? What is typical?
I mean, people here eat too much food. Like,
Yeah?
we eat anything every meal is like a feast for us. Like, we wake
No.
up in the morning, yeah, it is, and like we
Wow.
wake up in the morning, even if we have some pizza in the fridge, we just take it out and we eat it. That's what we do. That's why we are so fat.
Are
And
the Iranians overweight? I mean, the
um,
Americans are, statistically speaking. I feel like Americans, at least 30% are obese or overweight. So I think Americans eat a lot too, but I think a lot of our food is maybe fast food, you know?
mhm. Yeah, but people in Iran mostly cook their own food. I mean, we do love fast food. We love food in general,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
most of the food that we eat is just cooked. I mean, we cook it ourselves.
Hmm.
And like, I don't know how if you have tried our kebabs. Definitely, you need to try it. Like,
Yeah.
you have to do it.
Is that what you're more known for? Kebabs
Yeah,
and
mostly
what about
kebabs and
what about like rice and things like that? Do you guys eat
yeah,
rice?
yeah.
A lot of rice? Yeah.
Rice is everything to Iran. I mean, we eat rice with anything that you can think of.
Mm-hmm.
Like we have something called, we have chicken with rice, we have kebab with rice, we
Mm-hmm.
have different stews. Rice is like
Yeah.
there's always rice with something else, you know.
Yes. And what about, do you guys have like a typical bread or something that you eat with every meal as well?
Do have different kinds of bread. I mean, there is something called, I'm not sure if you have heard it, but tangan.
I,
That's
no.
that's a traditional one that really tastes good. It has a
Okay.
lot of, I mean, it it makes you full. I mean, that's how we
Mm-hmm.
consider
Yeah.
that's how we love it. It is really cool though. We
Yeah.
usually eat it with cheese, probably sometimes with butter and
Mm-hmm.
honey and stuff.
Oh,
That's what
so
our
good.
breakfast is.
Do you have
It
any
is.
typical drinks that you guys have? Teas or do you guys drink
Um,
coffee?
well, we mostly drink tea,
Okay.
but coffee, different types of tea, of course. Green
Mm-hmm.
tea, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
white and red, whatever, black,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
different types and colors. And we love tea. I mean, mostly Iranians prefer tea, but coffee, I mean, I love coffee. I drink as much as I can every day. And considering that I teach and most of the times I'm tired. So
Yeah.
I need the caffeine, you know.
Yeah. Wait, do you have children? You have,
I'm not. I recently got married, but I don't
okay.
have children yet.
Okay. I was gonna say it's like then when you're like, I need the coffee for real.
No, but it's I don't know why, but children usually love me, and that's weird because I don't reciprocate usually, and
Yeah.
I play with them a lot. I mean, I try to treat them like adults, and
Hmm.
they like it. I mean, I
Hmm.
respect them a lot. I play with them sometimes,
Yeah.
uh, but it's like 10 minutes. That's tops, 10 minutes tops, and anywhere above that, I just need something stronger than coffee and tea.
Yes, yes, for sure. We have a question from my friend Jose who lives in Brazil, and he said that we're used to eating more in the lunch than the dinner, and how is the proportion in your country?
Oh, here actually we have, I mean, our lunch is usually because we are mostly at work at that time, but people in Iran gather together for dinner mostly, and they eat whatever they, I mean, we eat a lot in dinner,
Hmm. Hmm.
even though it is usually medically and I mean, people, medics. I forget everything. Every word just went away.
No,
So
that's a
yeah,
word. Medics is a
medically
word.
it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is like medically it is suggested that we do not have some really heavy meals at dinner, but
Okay.
in dinner we eat a lot.
Okay. Yeah. What do people do for a living?
Here, mostly people are, I mean, people prefer to work for the government
Okay.
uh,
Interesting.
because of the insurance. I mean, we don't like the government, but we
Hmm.
like working. Not I. I mean, I don't
In
like it. I
general.
prefer to. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
people in general in Iran prefer to work for the government because of the insurance and
Okay.
the monthly payments.
Hmm.
But recently, there are so many startups rising. I mean, people, young
Okay.
people especially,
Yeah.
they prefer to work for themselves. All have studied something. They know how to do it. I mean, they know how to do things in a special way. They are
Hmm.
good professionals,
Hmm.
and that's why we have so many startups these days.
Wow.
I mean,
And
I even have one.
what is yours? Or with your
Um,
languages?
Yeah, it's about, I mean, I help people learn English language,
Hmm.
and I do have some people who work with me in other languages as well, like t French, German.
Yeah.
Um, so I have an application. I mean, I will soon launch it, and I sell different courses there, and different teachers can come to me, and so they can have their own courses for sales. And that's pretty much it.
Hmm. Hmm. That's amazing. Do you see the comments? Can you read them as well?
Yeah,
Okay. I don't
I can't
know.
really go
Can you tell me what my last name means?
at dinner. I mean, I'm not sure about that, but
Yeah.
Abdenoor. Oh, all right. Yeah, yeah. That
Yeah.
means I mean, Abd. It's not Persian, it's Arabic, but I know Arabic a little bit. Abd
Okay.
is someone who worships something or someone. And Nur in Arabic, it means light.
Oh,
And by the light,
wow.
Arabs, they usually mean God. And Abd Nur probably means the worshiper of God. And that's something like
Wow.
that.
That's a pretty amazing name Christian
Yeah, it is.
has.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
knowing different languages is fun. I mean, I have experienced this. I think I was correct because he's laughing.
Yes.
Yeah, I know different languages, and that I believe that's fun. I mean, more than
Yeah.
anything, you can learn from it. It's really
Yeah.
good.
I feel like I have so many questions because I am curious by nature and I love getting to know people. And so your mother tongue is Persian.
Yeah,
And then what would be a second language that people from your country would choose to learn?
definitely English. It is
English.
definitely English.
Okay.
But uh, French and German are becoming popular.
Okay.
Many people are teaching French to their children, even when they're like 4 or 5.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that's pretty much, I mean, it's getting popularity
Yeah.
these days.
Yeah.
People are learning English as like it's like a duty to them,
Mm-hmm.
but they're
Mm-hmm.
going to different kinds of languages as well. And Persian is the same with Farsi, as someone asked it. I just had
Yeah.
um,
We actually have a friend that lived for 10 years in Afghanistan. He traveled to Iran and he speaks Farsi. He learned Farsi and he said it was so hard because it's so different. Yeah. Okay, another question. What is the biggest obstacle to learning English for you personally?
um, well, for me, I mean, I
Hmm.
started learning English when I was like 4 years old, so it was
Wow.
more of an acquisition, like not learning, you know. But
Yeah.
the challenges people face when learning, it's mostly mother language interferences. Like sometimes you hear something in
Mm-hmm.
English
Mm-hmm.
from your students, and you know that it's their native language, you know
Yeah.
that they have translated it,
Mm-hmm.
and that's the
Mm-hmm.
biggest challenge, I believe.
Okay. So people translating things directly from their language into English, but then it doesn't make sense in English?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Like, I had a friend in Iran. There is this expression. They say it literally meaning it means I am your servant.
Mm-hmm.
That's the
Mm-hmm.
literal meaning. But in
Yeah.
Farsi, they say like no charatan. And that
Okay.
means I like you and I respect you and I would
Mm-hmm.
do anything you ask me to do. So that's something
Okay.
that I mean, we don't literally mean I'm being a servant, but they translate it to English, and that
Yeah.
seems weird
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
slavery is not legal, I guess.
Right. I think I find myself wanting to do that as well, just translating, trying to think from English into the language I'm trying to speak, and then it can bring confusion because you can't really do that. That doesn't always work, you know?
Exactly, and that happens
Yeah.
from English to French as well. Like English people, American
Yes.
English. I mean, they say no idea, and then translating this to French, that would sound really weird.
Yeah, because the
Like
negative in French is so different. Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
And I heard one of my students, I mean French students, I teach French too sometimes,
Wow.
and he said bad idea, and I was like, oh my God, what does that mean? And then I explained it, and I mean, it doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
biggest challenge.
Yeah. So, were you unique to start learning English at 4, or is that common?
No, it was my father. I mean, he
Okay.
used to speak English. I mean, he just didn't actually do it as an active. It was not an active process. I
Mm-hmm.
used to watch a lot of cartoons, and my father brought me The Lion
Okay.
King,
Yeah.
the original one. I mean, the
Uh-huh.
one where Mufasa was Darth Vader. And do you remember that?
No.
Oh my God, you should. Wow, wow. I mean, I have watched it. I know every line by
Wow.
heart. Like
That's
whatever
amazing.
Mufasa says, yeah, and that was the start.
Wow,
The
that's
guy
cool.
with the genie. I mean, what was the name? The guy who had a genie. Uh,
I'm
uh,
sorry, I'm not
laughing.
following.
All right,
I'm
yeah. So it
disappointing you
was
with
these.
my Lion King knowledge. Is it like a
Yeah, I mean,
classic? Yes.
yeah, it is. And yeah, it all started from there.
Yes. Wow, that's amazing. And then when did you start learning your next foreign language? Was it Spanish? Was it French?
Hmm. It was French when I
Okay.
was about 20 years old. I mean, I was an English literature student in university,
Mm-hmm.
so I decided I should learn different languages to read more. So
Yeah.
I started learning French,
Yeah.
and then I self-studied Italian a little bit.
Wow.
And I also chose to learn Spanish in university as well. So I had access to more material to read. I mean, I loved reading
Mm-hmm.
and I had enough
Mm-hmm.
time to read, so I used it to the full, I guess.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's incredible. And do you feel like once you learned a language, it was easier with each following language?
Definitely, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It
Mm-hmm.
does become easier every step that you take. Like,
Mm-hmm.
uh, the first time you know that it's a new thing, and then it becomes your own thing. Like,
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah.
in the beginning, I used to imitate anyone that I heard actually in that language, but
Mm-hmm.
right now I just make it my own, you know?
Mm-hmm. Totally. Yeah. How do
Yeah.
you keep all of the languages? Because that's what I'm coming to now that I've been learning more and more. How do you keep them all maintained?
You actually don't. I mean, uh,
Yeah.
I'm learning everything at the cost of my native language. You know,
Yeah.
sometimes I forget words, and people think that I'm being, I don't know, pompous or something like
Mm-hmm.
that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not like that. I mean, I honestly forget.
Yeah.
Like every day, I spend about 7, 8 hours speaking English, teaching, and then
Wow.
I watch movies and play video games. Everything is in English again. And
Yeah.
I have like 5 hours every day speaking my native language, and that's weird, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I'm more comfortable. I mean, not sometimes. I'm most of the time I'm more comfortable in English.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's becoming weird, you know?
Yeah, that's amazing. And how is well, you obviously teach French as well. So how often do you
Yeah.
speak French on a daily basis?
Um, yeah, it's not that often, not as often as 2, 3 times a week. I have a few hours of
Mm-hmm.
practicing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I practice. I still practice
Yeah.
English as well. And I mean, one of the things that I do is to listen to something and repeat it exactly the same way I hear it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And but mostly the thing that becomes a problem for the students, I mean, not a problem, like a challenge, are
Yeah.
the teachers who don't know how to teach and who don't know what to actually uh, put the stress on.
Okay.
Like there was this guy, I made a video a few weeks back, and I made a mistake in pronunciation. So that happens. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
that
Yeah.
happens really,
Yeah.
an honest mistake.
Yes.
So he was so happy that I made the mistake, you know,
Mm-hmm.
like, oh my God, I found the problem. And I was like, okay, so what?
Yeah.
So the
Yeah.
students, I mean, I don't care. I honestly don't
Mm-hmm.
care about
Mm-hmm.
these problems because you can learn every day.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
uh, the students get scared. I mean, they are scared of talking because
Mm-hmm.
they are afraid of making mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
But if
Mm-hmm.
you don't make any mistakes, how are you gonna learn? How are you
Yeah.
supposed to learn?
Totally.
That's, I guess,
Mm-hmm. I mean, I
not being
think,
afraid.
yeah, I think learning a language is equal to making mistakes every single day, every time you speak it, because
Mm,
you're right. How else will you learn if you don't make mistakes? And then when you do make
exactly.
those mistakes, you learn from them, and then you usually don't always make them again. I make the same ones a lot in Spanish with por and para, ser and estar. I do, but I try. It's just such different concepts, that we have from English. So,
Mm,
yeah, but I think it's good to not be worried, not let that be your focus, but your focus should be being able to communicate with the other person, being able to be
mm,
understood, and just going from there and having fun with it. I mean, it's pretty incredible that you can speak with people across the world in their native language.
mm.
It's amazing.
Exactly. And like um, something else that people put too much stress on is the accent.
Mm.
And
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe that's really important. I
Yeah.
mean, I do try to improve my accent every day,
Mm-hmm.
and I try to teach my students the right way to pronounce things,
Yeah.
words and sentences and stuff. But
Yeah.
what if they make a mistake? So they make a mistake.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a
Mm-hmm.
mistake. That's what it is called.
Yeah.
And I think putting too much stress on these things as a teacher
Mm-hmm.
can only prevent the students from learning. I mean,
Yeah.
they just become too scared, and
Yeah, I
that
would
doesn't work.
agree. I would agree. I think it's so important to have that feeling of safety in the learning environment, to feel like I'm
Mm,
okay to make a mistake here. The person I'm talking to is going to have grace for me. It's okay, I'm learning. I think that's
mm.
so important. We did have a question come through. I don't know if you can see the questions in the question box. That might just be on my end, but it was, what is your favorite part of teaching others English?
Actually, the favorite part is when they actually, I mean, most of the students in Iran, they want to learn English just to go to another country for studies, for work.
Really?
And
Okay.
when the students call me again to tell me that they have done what they wanted to, like
Mm-hmm.
one of my students sent me a card. It was from Germany. He said,
Wow.
I learned it, I made it here, and I couldn't have done it without your help. And
Wow.
that filled me with so much joy. Like
Yeah.
I felt as if I had made all of that for me. I mean, it's
Mm-hmm.
like I was
Mm-hmm.
feeling her joy,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
I love that moment. That's, I guess, the most beautiful thing that can happen to anyone, to have
Yeah.
the opportunity to have that big impact on someone's life.
Yeah, absolutely. So you said that a lot of Iranians learn English to go to other countries. What would be some of the
Yeah.
common countries they would go to?
Mostly Germany, the
Really?
United States, and
Okay.
recently Canada and Netherlands.
Mm-hmm.
That's the top
Okay.
four
That's so interesting.
actually destinations. Mm.
Yeah. Wow. Do you have any interest in moving out of Iran yourself?
Yeah, I'm considering it recently. It's becoming more and more difficult in here.
Okay.
Um,
In what in
and
what
everywhere.
way? In what way is it
Uh,
difficult?
Mostly it is because of the financial conditions and situation that we are in.
Okay.
Our currency is losing its value every day. So we have to
Mm-hmm.
work harder and harder just to make ends meet.
Mm-hmm.
And
Wow.
that does not, that's a little bit more difficult.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you don't want to charge your students more because they cannot pay it. But if you
Mm-hmm.
don't, you're not going to be able to make it by to the end of the month. And that's really,
Right.
um, that's the problem, you know.
Right. What is the currency that you use? What is it called?
It's actually called Rial, and
Okay.
it comes from the root of royal, I guess, in Spanish.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
Interesting.
but but it's not worth anything. Like one US dollar, 300,000 riyals. So that's how.
Whoa.
Just do the math. I was never good at it.
Wow,
Yeah.
that is amazing.
Uh,
Incredible.
it it's really it's bad. It's really bad.
Yeah. So how can your people even make money to be able to leave? Like, can you get a passport? Can you travel? Do many
Um,
people travel?
I mean, the inflation is insane here. We make a lot of reals every month, and like
Hmm.
everybody makes like 30 millions. That's
Oh my
that's the
gosh.
lowest thing.
Sounds like
And
so much money.
that sounds like so
Yeah.
much money, but it's actually like about $100.
No,
And
$100 a month.
$100 would be about
I'm not good at math
30
either.
million. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's gonna be about 30 million reals in Iran.
Were you saying
$100.
that's what the average person makes a month in your country?
Yeah, about 30 million. I mean,
Wow.
$100. Yeah. It
Wow.
used to be about, I mean, we used to earn about maybe $5,000 a month. It was
Whoa.
very good. It was really good. About maybe like 10 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
everything was good. Things were actually good. You could
Yeah.
earn between 2 to 3,000, maybe some people $5,000 a month, but
Okay.
it's getting worse and worse every day.
Wow. So when you say people really are just working to make ends meet, that is like a reality. That really is happening right now in your country.
Yeah, it is.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, and people, they do make money. I mean, with that money, with like $100, you can live here. You can live
Wow.
a good life.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem is we cannot. It is very hard for us to buy things that actually are important. Like PS5 is just a dream to everyone, every
We don't.
teenager in Iran, because PS5 is
Yeah.
about $500. So $500 multiplied by 30,000, 300, what? 300,000. Yeah. That would be a lot of money. That's an insane amount of money.
Yeah.
We cannot afford that.
Yeah. Wow.
And there are people who make that much money, of course. I should tell you that. But not many people can do it.
Yeah. So then that would mean the sky's riding and we don't eat, we don't travel with laughing faces. It's not funny, but it is funny.
And I mean, one of my friends, I mean, I was in contact with one of my friends. He actually left the country to Netherlands. I was talking to him. He said, I cannot believe that I'm not there and that I'm earning money. And he said, he was so sad. And I was like, why are you sad? He said, I cannot believe it. I cannot believe that I'm here. And he was sad, of course, because of his family. I mean, the relatives and family members, they were still here.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's.
Yeah. I know a lot of times it happens here in the US. A lot of people come up from Central and South America, but just the men, just the guys come up, they work, and then they send money back to their families and their families stay. And I always feel like, oh, that would be so hard living apart from your family. But it's the same idea of the income. It's so much more here. Even just working a minimum wage job, you'll be getting, you know, a lot of jobs even pay $10 or $12 an hour. And then if you were to do outdoor work or work, you know, under the table, you know what that means, where somebody just pays you cash, you can often get a $15 or $20 an hour job doing that for companies like construction companies or lawn care or things like that. So they do it. They choose to come and live apart from their children and their wives because they're trying to have a better life, you know?
Yeah, and it's like most of the students here want to pass, want to take the IELTS or TOEFL exams, and IELTS exam costs about 60 million reals and 60 millions, and that's only about $200.
Yeah.
It's like about 2 months of salary for some average employee or worker.
Yeah.
And that's really disappointing because when it is very likely that the students who are taking it for the first time cannot actually be successful. So that if they are not successful, they have to pay that much money again.
Wow.
It's really,
wow.
really sad, you know. But we have food. Like we have really good food.
Yeah. Are there many tourists that come? I mean, pre-COVID.
There used to be a lot.
Okay.
Before this plague happened.
Yeah.
It was a lot better, but now it's just parents, you know.
And what would people come to your country to see? What would be some tourist attractions or
Well, it depends on what you want to see. I mean, this country has like anything that you would like. I mean, we have jungles and forests in the northern parts of the country, and we got deserts and stuff.
Yeah.
In the central parts, we have mountains and like heights, if you want, in the western parts. It all depends on what you want. But the most common place that people go to is the northern parts, like cities like Rasht, you know.
Okay. Yeah, it's so interesting. And I had seen somebody ask in the earlier, I think Marika, about the weather, the climate. Do you have 4 seasons? What's it like?
The weather it's mostly sunny, you know. Doesn't matter or where you come out, is sunny.
Yeah.
And one good thing about the weather here is that in every season you can actually feel the season. Like I don't know, right now it's pretty cold, like super cold. But in the spring it's just beautiful, you know.
Yeah. So are you in fall or winter there right now?
We are in fall, but the
Okay.
weather is like rainy and it's so cold.
What what's the high, like the high temperature, even in Celsius for the day?
The highest temperature.
Hmm.
I don't know. I'm not good with numbers, you know.
Oh yeah.
It's like, I mean, you probably have noticed that when I was just calculating, you
I
know,
mean, I couldn't do it
it,
either. That was too many millions
I
of.
had a hard time. Like,
Yeah.
I used to be a top student in mathematics, but I'm really bad at math now.
Hey, it's
And like,
okay.
I remember that once I was in the class, I started counting my students, and it was the first session. I
Hmm.
counted, and I was like midway there, I lost it. I was like, all right, what was after 16? And then I went back, and then I started again. Uh,
Yes.
that's how bad I am at math.
Oh goodness, that's funny. Someone said 8, so it might be 8 degrees there. Is that what they're saying? Do you think 8? That
Uh,
is freezing if it's 8. That is
it,
cold.
uh, it's cold, you know, that's how I measure. I have hot, and then I
Hmm.
have very hot. Then I say it's cool.
And
Then
then
I have
very
cold, and
cold.
I have really cold. That's how I measure temperatures. And
Hey,
you know that one of my students is actually here, and
oh
she says,
fun.
I mean, she knows how bad I was at this, um, and she's probably gonna laugh at me again. And if she does, I'm gonna fail her.
Oh
That's
no.
that's that's who I am, you know.
Oh no. It's been so interesting learning more about your country, your culture. How do you feel like Iranians receive Americans? Do you know?
Um,
As a whole, in general.
we mostly like other people, doesn't matter where they're from. I mean,
Yeah.
we respect them, we try to be hospitable,
Mm-hmm.
but mm, like the people from the US and from any other countries, it doesn't matter really.
Yeah.
We just like people, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It
Mm-hmm.
really the people here love guests, you know, that's how
Okay.
it is.
So would you be inclined to invite someone into your home, prepare them a meal? That would be normal.
Yeah, that is normal. I mean, that's one
Yeah.
thing that I wanted to tell you. Like,
Yeah.
people here are really kind. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
that's a fact. And I
Mm-hmm.
remember that it was like 10 years ago, 8, 10, and it was I saw someone. There was a Chinese tourist, and he was in a subway. He wanted to find out where he has to go. I mean, he had an address,
Mm-hmm.
and nobody could speak English in that place. But I remember that everybody in the station, I mean, every single person
Mm-hmm.
was trying to somehow help him. And the Chinese guy was scared, you know,
Yeah.
because everybody was talking to him. And then when I went to him and I said, just relax, people are trying to help.
Mm-hmm.
And he,
Mm-hmm.
you know, became comfortable and he said, some of these people are following me. And I said, no, they're not following you. They just don't know how to help you. You know, that was
That's
really
amazing.
hilarious. You know? And
Yeah.
also, people keep insisting other people to come to our place, stay for the night, eat something, and then sleep over, and then you can go home in the
Wow.
morning. If someone in Iran says that, don't take it personally.
Don't be
Don't,
afraid.
don't because that's really not the thing. I mean, that's not
Wow.
what people do in other countries.
No, it's
Like if you
true.
tell a girl, like for example, like if you ask a girl to come to your place, it's probably like, you know, but in Iran, if you do it, people accept it because you're gonna feed them. That's
Wow.
what we're gonna do.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's amazing. This was a lot of
So
fun.
funny things will happen to you if you come to Iran. Really funny things happen.
I bet. Seriously, I would love to visit your country someday and try all the foods, the tea, the coffee, go to the mountains, check out the city.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems
The
like,
food, you have to try the food.
yes,
Like just go to Los Angeles. There are so many Iranians there.
really. And do they open
Yeah,
restaurants?
yeah, they do
Yeah.
have a lot of. I mean, we are trying to secretly get that state for us, for ourselves. You don't know it, but We're gonna do it one day. It's gonna be a part of Iran. You'll see. Just
Wow.
uh, yeah,
Yeah.
that happens.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Well, thank you so much for taking part of your day. I know it's actually evening where you are. It's so weird that we have like a what, 7.5 hour time no, 9.5 hours or something crazy. Like,
Yeah,
yeah, with a
yeah,
half hour. I was like, this is strange. Usually it's like a whole
yeah,
hour. But
yeah. It is. Yeah.
oh, that's a good question. What time do you guys go to sleep usually? I know a lot of cultures are late cultures. They stay up till 2, 3 in the morning. But what about your culture?
We usually go to sleep late because we're awake eating, But
Was eating.
u- usually 2 a.m. when people normally
Wow.
sleep. Yeah, we don't sleep much,
Wow.
but we do love a nap after lunch.
Yeah, the siesta, like in Spain. I
Like
already
being
took a
fat
nap.
and sleeping a lot.
I
I
took
mean,
a
like,
nap.
yeah.
Yeah, before our live because my son has been getting up at 5:30 in the morning, and so I need a nap too.
Wow.
Yeah, it's so early. So we've got to figure
Yeah,
that out.
it is. It is too early.
I
I mean,
know.
no, I think waking up that early should be like a crime,
I
a
agree.
punishable
I
crime.
agree. But
I
how do
mean,
you punish a 2-year-old? He's just like ready to go for the day. I'm like,
yeah, I
hmm,
know. I mean, I remember
yeah.
that it was like 2 years. I had to go. I mean, when I was studying English in masters,
Hmm.
my university it was like 2 hours and 2.5 hours away from the place that I am. I had to wake up
Wow.
at 5 a.m. and get on the subway and get there, and it was really difficult. But and I
Wow.
remember that
Hmm.
it was night when I
Hmm.
left the place, and it was
Hmm.
still the night when I
Oh
arrived.
no.
And
Yes.
I arrived there at 6:37, and it was
Wow.
still the night. I mean, I could not see sun, and
Wow.
I was sleepy already. And then my professor came into the class, and why are you sleepy? I was
Hmm.
like, don't talk to me, I will kill you. And it was like that.
Oh no. You didn't have your coffee. You needed a lot of
Oh
coffee
yeah,
then. Yeah.
I mean I usually forgot to take my. I mean, most of the time, I forgot my wallet. So I begged my friends for
Please,
coffee.
I'm coffee.
And that was really funny too. Like in
Yeah.
between classes, I used
Yeah.
to drink like 2, 3 cups.
Wow.
Uh,
Wow.
that was weird.
And
Weird. Good old days.
you mentioned riding the subway. So is that a common way to get around, or do people
Yeah.
also have cars? Is it common to have a car?
Yeah, it is really common, but I'm not a good driver. I used to go to driving classes, and the trainer was really mad at me. Like every time he asked me to just go a little faster, I used to go like super fast,
Oh
like
no.
Need for Speed.
Yeah.
I was like, oh yes, that's on, man. I like he
Yeah.
was scared really, and I'm not a good driver.
Yeah. Yeah. Another question that would be interesting to know is what is the average size of a family in Iran? Like how many?
4, 5.
Okay, so how many siblings do you have?
Oh, I have one older brother,
Okay.
and
Okay.
yeah, he is a typical older brother.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Basically,
it would be so
yeah,
it would be common then to have just two siblings, maybe one or two.
yeah,
Okay.
that's
Okay.
mostly the case here.
Yeah.
And older brothers and sisters are jerks here. I don't know if it's the same in
My
your country
son
as well.
does tease, yeah, my oldest, and he wanted to play Truth or Dare with me yesterday, so we played. Do you know that game where you're like, you either can do,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, do a
we played
dare or
all
tell the
the
truth.
time.
And I was like, Maddox, tell me the truth. Why do you tease your siblings? And he's like, because it's fun. I'm like, oh,
Yeah, they are evil creatures. I mean,
oh,
older brothers, older
yeah. They
sisters.
they like to tease for real.
Like Satan himself forges them in the pits of hell and then just rushes them to our lives just to make a hell for us. Like
I don't know
that's
what
how I think
happens.
it
I
is.
don't know. I don't know
I
what
know about
happens.
I know about my brother. I mean, right now I'm bigger than him because I work out a lot. and he doesn't dare that anymore. But he used to mess with me all day, every day.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why they do it. Like, I was
Yeah.
really a quiet, silent kid. Such a good kid I was, but yeah, you know,
I'm sorry for that. I'm sorry.
yeah.
I
Oh, it
know
was
his
funny.
brother, he's a good guy. Oh, there's someone telling the truth. No.
No,
Oh,
he is not. He is my brother's friend. Also, he was my student for a while, but I know what I know who I'm not teaching anymore now.
oh no. We better end this live before you get in trouble.
Yeah, I mean, I'm knowing my people. I'm knowing my friends right now. I know who a real friend is. Like this guy is out of my life.
Oh,
Yeah, for good.
no, no. He's laughing. I can't handle the drama. No, it's been fun. I've enjoyed hearing from you, hearing your perspective. Your English obviously is amazing. I feel like I'm conversing with a native person, really. And so that's a
Thanks.
lot of
Coming from you
fun.
would mean a lot.
Yeah, and I
Thanks.
just
It was fun for me too.
Yeah, I appreciate you just sharing your insight, sharing more about your country. It's really interesting. And somebody asked to save the live so I can go back, and I will definitely do that. So thank you so much. And until the next one, right?
Yeah, I hope it happens. I mean, I would love it if we do it again. Like, that was fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
I enjoyed
Well,
it.
go eat your dinner. I know you're probably ready to eat. And
Yeah, I will probably.
yes. Have a
Thanks.
beautiful rest of your day. Thank
You
you so
too.
much. Thank you, everyone, for watching. You guys are amazing. Keep studying English. You will get it. All right. Bye, guys.
Have a good one. Bye bye.